guys, welcome back again to my channel. So in today's class we'll be learning how I made this. Can you see how beautiful it looks? And it fits so perfectly. So some people make this very headband, but when they deliver it to a client, they keep getting complaint of, oh, it doesn't fit, I'm putting on a wig, I'm putting on a braided hair, and it's hanging. Okay, so this tutorial will solve those problems. You stop getting all those stuff. After watching this tutorial, you make a headband that fits so perfectly. All right, so you stay tuned, and if you enjoy my tutorial, don't just watch and go. Hit the thumbs up. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, I create content on how to make your headwears and your headwear designs. So you subscribe so that you stay updated once I drop my tutorials. So let's get started. Alright guys, so the materials I used for this tutorial is my Maco, this Maco, and I have my Ashoki. So for the Maco, the width I use is 1.5, which is just 1.5 inches. And for the length, I used up to 18 inches. Okay, so that is exactly what I used for this very headband. All right, so also for my Ashoke material, I used up to 28 inches for length. So I picked up just one layer of my Ashoke and I cut out 28 inches. All right, so watch how I will use it to cover up my Maco. First of all, you place it in form of a slant. Don't make it straight. And before you place it, make sure that you shift your hand. Don't start at the very top. Can you see that? So then you slant it and start rolling your Ashoke material all over the Maco. So while doing this, ensure that the Ashoke is tightly rolled. So when you roll it, drag it so that you make sure that it's tight. And you can also hold it down with your pin. With your pin. So you roll and hold down with your pin. Okay guys, so it's now to cut off this excess and make sure that you also leave some space before cutting it. Don't cut it at exactly where the Maco stop. Okay, so right now you just fold in the rough edges on the both ends. You fold it in, and also you can hand stitch it, or you just take it to your sewing machine and also sew it. So I'm simply using my hand needle and thread to hand stitch it, and we'll also do this for the other end. Okay guys, so I have this Maco fully covered and also stitched the end. So what I will go right now to do is to remove my pins, and for every point I head down with pin, I'm just going to be applying my candle glue and also stick the fabric. This to ensure that my fabric don't go about opening at those places, alright? Because we don't want our Maco to be visible, okay? So you just apply your glue and stick your fabric down right there so that it stay in one place, okay? Okay guys, so next thing to do is to take my head circumference. So this is how the headband should sit on your head. So you take the head circumference of that place. All right, you can add just a little allowance in case this is to contain, in case if you are to wear a wig on your hair. Okay, so right now I will also measure my Maco. Meanwhile, the head circumference I was working with is 24. So I measured my Maco and I have 21 inches. Okay, so what I will go right here is to uh, cut out a fabric. I'm using a non-stretchy fabric, which is this doll face satin, and I have up to 10 inches as the length. Okay, so hold on and keep watching. You will find out what I'm doing here. So while the width is 7 inches and the length is 10 inches, okay, so I'm going to be folding the width into two and I will go and sew it right now. Okay, when I'm done sewing it, I will bring it back and also show you so that we'll continue. Okay, okay guys, so I'm done sewing it and right now I just want to turn it all over to the right side. All right, if you are enjoying my tutorial, don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel if you are yet to do so, so that you stay updated once I drop my tutorials. Okay, so once I'm done doing this, I have this elastic and it's 4 inches by length. Okay, so I'm going to be inserting it inside this 10 inches of my doll face satin. Okay, so you can watch how I did that. So when I get to this point, I'm going to use pin to hold that place down so that it doesn't go inside, while from the other point I drag out my elastic. Okay, so pay attention and keep watching. If you have any question, you can leave it in the comment section and I will attend to it. Okay, so right now I'm simply dragging out my elastic. Okay, do you see the reason why I actually cut up to 10 inches? This will give the elastic some allowance to like stretch. Okay, your fabric does not need to be the same length as that of your elastic. Elastic is 4 inches while my fabric is 10 inches. So right now it will have the allowance to stretch. Okay, so what I will do right now again is to sew this end and also sew the other end. Sew it in a way that those rough parts of my satin is not visible. So you can fold it in while sewing. Okay guys, so I've done all of that. So now I'm going to be using the pin to fix it at the two ends. Okay, so when I'm done doing this, I normally use my tape to measure it all round. Okay, to make sure that it gives me the same circumference as my hair, and if it doesn't give it, I will just adjust it. Okay, push it in small, assuming it's if it's excess, so you ensure that it gives you that head circumference you are working with. All right. Alright guys, so I want to try it out on my hair. Can you see how comfortable it sits? It's not hanging. So the elastic helps it to sit so perfectly on the hair. And assuming I also wear my wig, this elastic will also stretch out to help it fit in. Can you see it still give it the same comfortability, just like when I have just my natural hair. Okay, so try it out when next you are creating this headband. All right, now the next step is to create my crinoline bows, which were at the back of this headband. And what I used here is length of 30 inches for my crinoline, and I'm using that very bold crinoline, which is about 7 inches width. So I cut it into two places. So I'll go ahead now to tie the heads. All right, just like you have seen in this video, I'm going to be tying this head. I will also tie the other part. Then I will also pick up the second crinoline and also repeat the same thing I've done in the first one. Right, so right now I've tied the two ends together, so I'll be joining them together this way. So you can either hand stitch or you just tie it with your thread. Personally, I prefer to hand stitch it, okay? So you hand stitch the two to hold it in place before forming your bow. So this is exactly the process I will also use in creating the second bow. You know I have two bows on this headband. So this is the second exactly the process I will use for the second bow. If you don't know how to create a crinoline bow, keep following so that you understand. So right now I'm going to be dragging it to find the midpoint, right? Then I'll hold it down at the midpoint while I pull the two sides together. Can you see the bow we formed? So go ahead also to stitch it down, all right? So this is the same process I'll be using for my second bow. I know you're enjoying this tutorial, so don't forget to like. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly do so so that you stay updated once I drop my tutorials. So right now that I have my two bows, I'll also join them together, which is simply to hand stitch it as well. Okay, so while doing that, you also pick up your headband and also fix it on your headband. All right, so this is simply how I achieved this very beautiful design. I hope you followed all through, and I hope you discovered how to make this very headband comfortable with your elastic. Okay, with an elastic it can fit any head size that you are delivering to, assuming the person will be wearing a wig or a braided wig, it will fit so perfectly. Okay, so I'm simply attaching the bow at the back. Go ahead also to apply any trimming, any flower, any roses or applique of your choice to this headband to make it look more stylish. All right, so I will see you all in my next tutorial. Thank you for joining this class. Bye bye.